PDP patron Mufti Mohammad Sayeed will be meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi at his 7 Racecourse Road residence today. The PDP-BJP alliance to form a government in Jammu and Kashmir will be formally sealed at the meeting. Sayeed's meeting with Modi is likely to be just a photo op, as all the issues between PDP and BJP have been resolved and a common minimum program has already been framed. Now, during the meeting today, Sayeed is expected to invite Modi for the swearing-in function that is scheduled to be on the 1st of March in Jammu. This is for the first time that the BJP will be part of the ruling benches in the state. Now, while Sayeed will be the Chief Minister for a complete term of 6 years with portfolio of Home, BJP's Nirmal Singh is expected to be the Deputy Chief Minister with the portfolio of Planning. PDP MLA Hasib Drabu may be the new Finance Minister. Now, the BJP and the PDP have ironed out all the differences over contentious issues, including Article 370, Armed Forces Special Powers Act, resettlement of West Pakistan refugees, and holding talks with Pakistan and separatist leaders of the state.
23 दिसंबर को चुनाव हुए। मेरे ख्याल में 26 दिसंबर से हमारी वार्ता आपस में बातचीत शुरू हो गई दोनों तरफ से, तो उस पर चलता रहा हमारे मुद्दे, उनके मुद्दे, कॉमन मुद्दे। तो एक कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम बन रहा है जिसकी सहमति कल प्राइम मिनिस्टर से भी मिलेंगे, वो होगी। तो
370 को लेके बीजेपी और
मैं इश्यूज पे मैं नहीं आऊंगा, वो जब मैं सब बताऊंगा तो फिर कल क्या बताएं।
Mufti Saab and the Prime Ministers and his party have spent, I think these are the best 2 months spent in political resolution of Kashmir for any time post-independence, and the dialogue, the effort gone into it has been phenomenal, and we hope that they will bring great results for the country.
बीजेपी जो भी करेगी सरकार बनाने के लिए वो जम्मू कश्मीर और देश के हित में करेगी, हमें पूरा भरोसा है।
सर, अब मदर टेरेसा पे भी एक
मुझे नहीं मालूम है कि नैरो डाउन किस चीज पे हुआ। आर्टिकल 370 तो किसी ने खत्म करना नहीं था, उस बारे में तो कोई चर्चा ही नहीं हुई बीजेपी के और पीडीपी के बीच में, तो असली मुद्दा ही छोड़ गए।
Let's quickly cut across live now to Smita Sharma, who joins us from the Jammu and Kashmir Bhavan in the national capital, and Brajesh Pandey, who's joining us from outside the venue where this meeting is going to take place. Let me come across to you, Smita, first. Taking off from where Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad actually left, what happened to those contentious issues? How has the issue of which side does the negotiation actually go on these contentious issues like Article 370, on Uniform Civil Code, on the Armed Forces Special Powers Act, where the position of both these parties is diametrically opposite? What sort of resolution has been worked upon?
Right.
Yes, Smita.
Well, Sanket, politics makes for strange bedfellows, and as somebody in fact was joking the other day that this BJP-PDP combination seems to be the actual love jihad that is happening in the valley, really, given the fact that they have positioned themselves as on ideologically, opposite sort of spectrums, really. But Ghulam Nabi Azad is right in a way, because if you look at the Article 370 debate, even in the build-up to that election, a lot of the BJP leaders had, in fact, they had begun to sound muted on it, because eventually they started clarifying that we are looking at discussions in future on this issue, not that we are going to take a stand if we come to power, because they also knew that by taking a specific stand on Article 370, it would have only helped their adversaries in sort of carrying out whisper campaigns against them and fear campaigns against them. As far as AFSPA is concerned, now that has been a sticking point for all governments in Jammu and Kashmir. It was a sticking point between the then National Conference and the Congress-led alliance as well, in the UPA government as well. So, but what they are perhaps looking at is, certain maybe military zones where the military presence could be reduced in some sort of a way. Dialogue with Pakistan, of course, is important for some of the constituents of the PDP if they have to remain in the valley, without quoting too much of political controversies. But also, actually, a lot of political parties there, or a lot of leaders there and experts there are saying that, look, These are about assembly elections. Really, don't go and believe that these elections, the results were delivered simply on ideological lines. But these results were also delivered because people need governance. So far as the PDP and the BJP can deliver on governance, so far as they can deliver on development, on jobs, this coalition will be there to stay. Also remember the fact that Mufti Mohammad Sayeed is almost in his 80s now. This is going to be the last term really for him, given his health and age issues, that he can remain as chief minister.
Okay.
So, as long as the two sides focus on development and growth issues in the days to come, they look like they will be able to continue with this alliance.
Smita, which is a good thing. Focus on development and, the growth agenda will be a good thing where there will be people support, particularly the valley that was actually devastated with the floods. But Brajesh, what's interesting is how the hardness, the sharpness in the argument placed by both these political parties, whether it was the PDP or the Bharatiya Janata Party, on particularly these three contentious issues, how that has dissipated, how that has gone. And between these two parties, if you were to choose who has lost more ground in these negotiations?
Very difficult until you see the common minimum program and the exact wording of how they have framed wordings on Article 370 in AFSPA. But Sanket, I don't think that, all the hardness has been lost or dissipated. What I see is that right now the urgency requires, and the fact of the matter that the prevailing political condition in Jammu and Kashmir require these two parties to come together. But once they form the government and once they get into the grind of daily governance, these issues are definitely bound to flare up. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning, and most of these PDP leaders and BJP leaders from Jammu who had come to Delhi and who we had spoken to are aware of the fact. And this is the reason why, in the last 1 week, the talks have been only on how to ensure, how to make Jammu and Kashmir a very developed state, how good governance is now the part of the bigger agenda. But it would be very hard to forget issues on which you fought elections and issues on which you won elections. Remember when there were talks between BJP and NC, and it was almost considered to be a done deal. Omar Abdullah faced a mini rebellion when he returned from Delhi to a clandestine visit to Delhi, and from there when he went back to Jammu. So it will be extremely interesting to see how they have phrased the word, because a word here or there could end
that's
up
a very interesting point, Brajesh.
For both the parties.
Brajesh, very interesting point. Just the question that I was meaning to ask you after this one. Do you think that the loss, the terrible loss for the Bharatiya Janata Party in Delhi has forced them to come together and make sure that at least they have a government in Jammu and Kashmir? They're so close to, forming government, and they should not let negotiations hold them back from government formation. Is it the Delhi debacle?
Absolutely, Sanket. When BJP received a severe drubbing in Delhi election, one of the leitmotif of all the arguments which we heard from all these Delhi BJP leaders was that when they had the chance, they should have just gone ahead and formed the government and not indulged in fresh elections and all. So this particular result literally forced the hand of the BJP. It also came as a boost to the PDP, because a BJP on a slightly iffy wicket was much more was music to the ears of the PDP, and that is how this whole bargain was driven. The BJP realized that right now it cannot afford to go back to election. The PDP also realized that right now it cannot afford to go back to election, and this is what led to this a very unseemingly marriage. The most interesting would be, once the common minimum program is out, will they be able to deliver the same kind of calmness and
absolutely, absolutely. Brajesh and Smita, let us at least hope that whatever may be the reason, whatever may be the common minimum program between these two political parties, who have, by the way, faced stiff resistance from their own cadre also before they were all set to join into or enter into an agreement, let us hope that they get development and growth as the focus for Jammu and Kashmir, and not the political rhetoric that has surrounded around these two political parties. Many thanks, Smita Sharma as well as Brajesh Pandey, who will be getting us all the latest details. Remember, 9:30 a.m. is when we are expecting that crucial meeting to take place.